I've always had a strong sense of justice. I first heard about John Jay from my guidance counselor. As soon as I mentioned law enforcement, she said, John Jay is the perfect school for that.
Well, first off, I always get, oh, you're going to be a cop. No, forensic science. Oh, really? John Jay was actually my #1 choice. I became interested in forensic science probably my sophomore year. I wanted to go to school for genetics, but then my mom told me about John Jay and how it was the top school.
And when I was deciding to come to the United States to further my education, he said, John Jay, she wants to do law, let her go to John Jay.
It was in my scholarship program back in the Dominican Republic that I heard about John Jay. I will gain the skills here for a career in public administration, international law, or in politics.
Well, my dream is actually to be an international human rights attorney for the International Criminal Court and prosecute war crimes.
The students at John Jay are somewhat different in one key respect, and that is they are attracted to the pursuit of crime and criminal justice, and that is what John Jay's mission is all about.
John Jay does not spoon-feed students. John Jay merely opens doors, shows the pathway.
College like John Jay is really like a blessing for us because it's a way, an outlet where we can get an education, and a renowned one and a very good one. At the same time, it's practical. It's, you know, we can do it.
In a few short years, John Jay will celebrate its 50th birthday. And at that time, John Jay will be an institution transformed. We will have finished construction on a new building rising off 11th Avenue between 58th and 59th Street, looking out over the Hudson. We will have expanded our range of majors by adding liberal arts majors that haven't existed at the college for over 30 years. We will have internationalized the campus, bringing people from all around the world, sending our students all around the world, thinking about the global challenges that face all of our communities today.
And I really wanted to teach students who, in some sense, had very similar backgrounds to mine. So immigrant, very smart, not particularly wealthy, who were coming to a public university.
We are from Pakistan, and we came here 10 years ago. When we came here the first year, my dad passed away, so it was really my sister, my mother, and I, and we had to, it was a really small family, and we had to kind of raise ourselves on our own. So, I mean, that's my family situation, but at the same time, that is not my weakness, it's my strength.
I was born in South Korea. My mother and I immigrated here when I was around 5. I would like to pursue a public service. After this, I don't know which field, which agencies, but I would like to commit myself to public service.
My experience, I mean, the students that I deal with in my fire science program, they're all driven. I mean, I don't have no one ever comes to my program saying they don't know what they want to do. You know, they're all pretty focused on what they want.
They're also very motivated. Education is a privilege. They want to be here.
A lot of our students are first-timers who attend college in their family. And a lot of the students are just like I was, and they're working full-time and they're going to college.
You need to be proactive with your own education. You don't always have to go with the flow.
I'm actually right now a government major with a concentration in international human rights with like 4 minors.
My first year here, because everyone always warns you that forensic science is, you know, the tough major, so you get all nervous beforehand. I mean, we've had groups of 4 or 5 in the library at different tables, and then we'd switch to see if we're like getting the same thing, and everyone's helpful, and I think that's great because I'm a nerd and I love to study.
My first semester I took this class, Ethnic Studies, in which they taught me about prejudice and discrimination. These are problems that we see here in the United States, but in my country, I didn't realize we had that. And when I came here, I thought to myself, well, I'm also a prejudiced person.
When all of us are in the room, we bring all different kinds of opinions, and the clash of opinions, it always results in something interesting being said.
And he played devil's advocate, and I had to concede that the arguments presented were better. Now I always look at the other side of the argument.
When they start getting exposed to research in the laboratory, it's amazing to watch how they change. And some of them feel like they have just as much of a vested interest in this program and in my lab and in our research as I do. And that's really, really exciting.
It's beyond academics now. They see me as their peer.
But also I think when you get a bunch of folks who all want to do the same thing, and you put them in a, I guess what's the term, urban campus, you put them in an urban campus, the opportunities for sort of interaction and collaboration just, spiral.
Anthropology professors and sociology professors collaborating on a research. I firsthand see sociology professors and law and police science come together and collaborating on a research and presenting papers.
But that in itself poses the question to the student, hey, two professors, equally competent, think differently. That's critical thinking.
Every day I get a phone call from either an agency or a media outlet to do an interview on some aspect of crime and criminal justice.
Something I thought I'd never get, but I got a call from a woman who is a flame swallower and wanted to take a class in fire behavior at John Jay. So you never know what you're going to get from people.
We are most likely to be successful, and we have the greatest impact when we combine our forces as an educational institution with the forces of other large public and private agencies.
These organizations, these practitioners need research and need support. And so these are able to be funded, the work being done by our faculty and our graduate students. And it's a wonderful symbiotic relationship.
So tonight we are celebrating a new partnership between John Jay and AIG. And here we are, both of us like to think that we are the best in our fields. John Jay, we think we're the best criminal justice institution in the world. AIG thinks it's the best. And as we look at opportunities for working together, they're enormous. We both care about risk, we both care about the well-being of communities, we both care about meeting the challenges of a highly diverse, multicultural, global society.
AIG is proud to support John Jay College. As a leading financial services and insurance company here in New York City, we recognize the impact that John Jay has on the safety and security of the city. AIG is in the risk management business. All of our operations and investments around the world are designed to grow countries and thereby reduce risk.
Looking back, of course, one thing that comes to mind is the students that I had that were lost 9/11. So that's one that, you never forget that situation,
Receiving grants, receiving fellowships and scholarships and getting this recognition is actually a debt that I owe to the society. So whatever I get, I have to give back to threefold. Hence the reason why I'm pursuing the public service.
After I'm done here, I want to try to get a master's in biology.
I see myself working with persons who are involved with housing discrimination.
I would ultimately like to join the FBI and hopefully get into the behavioral analysis unit.
And then, first of all, I need experience in prosecuting.
And maybe in 30 years you'll see me as the president of the Dominican Republic, you never know. One of my professors told me something. And this works in politics, in business, and in life. Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that's what works in society. But I disagree with my professor because in order for you to get to know people, you have to know something. You have to achieve something.
Because as human beings, we do experience, sometimes we kind of digress away from what our initial task was. So it's kind of to remind me always that, your initial goal and your passion actually came from trying to provide justice. So it's something I think that's a very lifelong goal for me, and something that I think I'll be working on forever. And I don't think I will be the last.